Hello, welcome to my studio. My name is Terry Phelps and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and it is April 1st. Holy schmoles. I can't believe it. Um, Typical Minnesota. We have a storm warning tonight, so who knows? It could be snowing, it could be raining. Yeah, it's Minnesota for you. So tonight, I have been like super busy, like everybody, and I had no idea what I was going to do for my life tonight. Last week, I had my grandbaby for the week, and so I did not go live. And so I have had these scraps sitting on my table for, I don't know, a month and a half, maybe more. And my intention was I was going to do a live for a swap card that I made, and I just never did. So I thought tonight I was going to take the scraps I have left over from making a swap, and I took a card that I really liked that I received from that same swap, and I'm going to incorporate it into a whole new card. So, we'll see. So let me go down to my desktop and I'll show you these little pieces that I have here. So these are left over from doing my swap a while back, and it's kind of funny. If you know me, I use everything, right? So what this is this is the parchment paper that I used when I was cutting out this die because I was doing this for a swap, right? So I'm making several cards. And so when you use a really detailed die like this, it helps to have like parchment paper and also to take wax paper and rub it on the top of the die so that it doesn't stick, so that the paper doesn't actually stick in it. So this is what the parchment paper looks like that I got, and I got this at the Dollar Tree. You get like 100 sheets for $1.25. So, and it's perfect, right? Because I think it's like 5 by 5 or something. So it's great for all of our dies. So anyway, I don't throw these away. And I thought I'm going to use these up tonight. I think they're pretty. They've got kind of like a little shine to them because it's wax, right? Or patch, I think it's wax. I don't know. Parchment paper's got that stuff on it. This is one little sprig I have left. I have a couple of these and a couple pieces like this. So I'm going to recreate this card. And so let me show you. I don't normally show what I'm going to make, but so this was my swap card. And so these are the pieces that I'm showing you that I have left over, right? And so my card opened like this and like that. That was my swap. And then I received this swap in that swap. And I loved this card. And I don't know if you can see, but it's been scored along the tops and the sides. And I really like that. It's a very not formal but classy look and clean look. And so I want to do that. So I thought I'm going to use that with my bits and pieces. So let's get started. I guess I'll use these pieces for my first card. I'm going to try to make two. We'll see. See how it goes. So I have a normal card base, and I'm making mine a little different than the cards. I'm actually making these as, if you notice, these cards, they have the base, and then you put this piece on top of the base instead of the whole base being a two-sided base, if that makes sense, right? You'll see when I put it together. So this is a 5.5 by 8.5. And let's see, I'm going to score at 4.25. So that's our base. And then I'm going to, oh, and the stamp sets and stuff, in case you're wondering, I'm using the sentiments from the Greenery Lane. And I'm using these images that I'm using, the bits and pieces are from the dies of Nature Symphony. So those are what I'm using for my stamps in dies. So I need a piece for our sentiment that's going to be 2 1/8 by 2.5. So I don't know what this is. Let's see, what is this? Oh, this is 2 1/8. And then I need to go 2.5. So I'm just going to cut that. All right, so that's going to be for our sentiment. And then that doesn't look right, but we'll see. And then I need one that's going to be 2 1/4 by 2 5/8, because I want that to go around our sentiment. And then a tip that I like to do is, a lot of times our cards are white, basic white, right, for our fronts. So I like to pre-cut several of these panels, because this is your typical panel size. I think it's 5 1/4 by 4, I think. And so I have those already cut, so I'm going to use those for our insides and our front. And then I'm going to need a panel for on top of our base panel, and that's going to be 5 by 3 3/4. So I think I'll do, oops, my thing is getting stuck here. Sorry, do 5 and 3 3/4. And might as well do another one. And then I'll have that. So that's going to be our panel that we're going to do all our scoring on. All right, so I feel like that might be enough. So for the scoring, I could use my trimmer, but I'm going to bring in my scoring tool, because to use the trimmer, you'd have to keep lining this up and use our scoring blade, right? So I'm going to bring in our, I don't know what you call this, scoring tool. So I'm going to bring that in, and I'm going to score 5 lines on all sides. And so this is, I think, by 8ths, this particular board, right? So I'm going to stand up for this because it's easier to see. So I'm going to score. And this is just such a nice, easy, but yet really effective, like, technique, right? And I learned that you should probably do the length the same sides. We're the same. Did I do 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do the same on the top and the bottom. And the reason you want to do both sides evenly is because you want these cross sections to be the same. If I did this and then did this, the corners are going to be different. If you can see what I mean. Like this would not look the same in each corner if I didn't do each side, the same. I can't talk tonight. Oh my gosh. So that's one panel. And we can do the other one here. So again, you're just going to do 5 on each side, vertically and horizontally. I'm going to do the length again. Whoops, for some reason, I did not press hard enough. Okay. Alrighty, now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm doing this because I'm going to be making 2 cards. All right, so we have our panels done. So we can get this out of here. Alrighty, so let's do our stamping. And I'm going to use the stamp that says "Here for You." I think it's nice to have a bunch of support cards or sympathy cards or encouragement cards to have around. So I like kind of having them ready to go. So I'm going to, I'm going to center this. And then, because these are just rectangles, right, a fun thing to do, I feel, is just take your corner punch. And this is our old Stampin' Up! Punch. But most people that stamp have a corner punch, right? And you just want to take and you want to punch the opposite corners. Okay, and that totally changes the shape. And I want to do the same for the back. You don't want to do all 4 corners. That changes, So look how fun that looks, I think. It's just a little different twist, right? Something that's easy to do, and you get a little different look. So I'm going to take and pack this down here, I guess. We'll do that. All right. And I just made a 1/8 of an inch little border around this. All right, so we have that. All right, so let's take our card pieces, and this is our base. And we're going to put on our front panel. And I liked the reason I feel like this is an easy exercise to do. I mean, all I did was I had things laying around, right, that I have been meaning to make cards with. And I was originally just going to make the same card that I made for my swap. But I thought, hey, I have this other card that I really like. And those pieces, I have to stand up. I can't see. And so I thought, well, what a better way to do. I don't have to come up with a new design, right? And so I just copied this other card using my pieces. And so I really liked that idea. You could do it both ways. So if you notice, if you have it upside down, it curves kind of in. And if you do it this way, it kind of curves up. So depending on what you like for a look. I think before I put this on, I'm going to try to figure out what I want to do. So I have this piece, and it's just a band. And it's going to be a little bit longer. I guess I will have to put this on. All right. Let's do it. I'm going to put mine so that the panel is up. You could pop this up on dimensionals if you wanted. You know, any way you want to do this, right? I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. So, trying to center. I like white on white. You could also do a different color, background if you want. The reason I did put this on is because this band is the width of the one panel behind. So I am going to place this. I would probably put it up here because I want all those pretty flowers to show. And we'll put this here. Just trying to picture where. And this will hide. I could even go down farther. And then this one. Whoops. Actually, I think I'm going to leave this like this. I'm going to put this on the inside. I mean, it looks nice there too. But I'm only using my little scraps, and I only have, I think, 2 of these. So, that's what we're going to do. Yep. Wait a second. On the inside panel, I could just put this. That would be okay, right? Or I could do this with this. And then put, and just because we can dress this up with some rhinestones. All right, we're going to do this. All right, We're going to do this. What the heck? All right, so let's put this down. But it's an easy concept, right? If you have things that you have that have left over, I mean, I think most of us, when we're creating stuff, we cut extras of things. So why not take some inspiration from other cards that you get and reuse them, right? Don't let them just sit around. You've already done the work. So, put them to use in something else. All right, let's see if I can get this on here without totally messing up my glue. Oh boy. All right, I'm going to put these up. And normally, this is not something that you might use, right? But I thought I'm going to use these. I think they're pretty, even though they are basically waste. I mean, it's not meant to be used, really. This was a tool to help me in my die cutting, but it actually looks great as an embellishment. And I'm going to stick that about there. Ooh, I got extra glue. I'll have to get some adhesive out. All right. Hopefully this looks pretty good. This I can pop up. I'm going to put those on some dimensionals. All right. So the new catalog just is coming out. I get mine in the mail, this week sometime. I just got notice that I had my order has been shipped, so I'm super excited to see that. And of course, my adhesive eraser I took and used somewhere else. So whoops. Another thing you could do with these white leaves is you could actually try coloring them too. I just, I've done it in the past, and it's got a cool, soft, subtle look. So that's something you can do too. So for this, I think for the inside, and I'm not going to put the words on the inside because it'll just depend on when I use it, what I'm using it for, if it's going to be sympathy or just encouragement, or whatnot. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this in here. I'm going to jump up here again so I can see. All right, and I have this fun little scrap. It's got, lots of dimension in it because it's got little layers of holes. So I like that. So I'm going to put this on the inside of our card. I'm going to put the holes to the left because I want this to kind of look like it's sitting on this. So we'll do that. So fun. So that, oh wait, let's put some bling on here. So I brought out some things I thought would be pretty. I'm not sure about that. I like this because it's a splash of color. So I'm leaning towards these. Those would be okay. These are sparkly, so of course I want to go for these. So that's a possibility. And then you have just your regular rhinestones. I think because this was my first thing that my eyeballs went to, I am going to try these. Bring some color in here. I have been really focusing on this color lately. I forgot what it is. Oh my gosh. It is Pretty Peacock. I have been so into this color lately. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's because it's green and we have, we're waiting for spring and summer. I don't know what it is, but it's a regal kind of green. I like it. Let's do a smaller one over here. And maybe we could do, actually, can I move this one? No, she's pretty well stuck. And maybe I'll just do 3. Okay. So fun, right? So I just use scraps. Oops, got a dog here. And then there's the inside. So that's the first card. And let's see, I have some others. Oops. I have some other scraps. So let's see what we come up with on this one. I kind of already stamped some of this. I stamped our sentiment already because I was trying to figure out what the size of my panel was going to have to be based on the sentiment. That's just kind of the size I chose. So let's do, all right, so let's put our card together here. All right, and we're going to put this on our base. Back up I go. Super hard to see sitting down. All right, and so we have our panel. I think I kind of like the look because the card itself is going to curve up because I did the scoring. It looks like it's on dimensionals when it's not. So I don't think I'm going to put it on dimensionals. It'll look like it's raised. I'm fine with that idea. All right, so let's put this on. And I see I have a little bit of ink on here, so I'll have to make sure I cover that up. Okay. I think this time I'm going to put this on the front. I'm going to put this, I think, in this card. And I don't think I'm going to, yeah, I'm not going to put anything else but a strip. Whoops. And this little strip has also a die cut into it. It's like a little scratches. I'm sure it's got a term to it, but it's scratches to me. So I'm just going to stick that in here. Oops. And I did not get that corner. All right. So we can put this on the inside. But, you know, as you can see, because I didn't have to design anything, because I'm using a card that I received from someone else, they did all the designing, right? So all I get to do is put my stuff in there. And these are all things that were pretty much already created. I had these laying around. So super fast card, super easy, and I'm using my stuff. So I like it, I like it, I like it a lot. So let's put this down. And maybe this time, this won't dry clear though. All right, so maybe we'll just put a little bit. I don't have to put every leaf down. That gives it dimension anyway. So I'm just going to put a couple glue dots on. And again, whoops. This is not a normal die, right? This is just leftovers from cutting out dies. So this is a little more flimsy actually than paper. So that's why normally if you're using paper or whatnot, then, right, you don't have, it's not so flimsy. But we are being creative. We are using stuff up. So let me see. I feel like I'm kind of thinking about maybe adding some ribbon. I kind of like this look. So I'm thinking of like maybe doing just the corners. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. I'm not very good with working with ribbon sometimes. I'm challenged sometimes with my with my bow tying and all that fun stuff. So, and again, I have to stand up. All right. So if we take I think I'm just going to cut 2 pieces instead of trying to wrap it. Okay. So let's take, and it's sheer ribbon. So let's take it and just attach it to the back. So I'm going to go like this and like this. I think I want it over here a little bit more. All right. And I'm just going to take tape. What the heck? All right. And then let's just take another piece and do the same thing. I just think it's a fun accent. You don't have to use a lot of ribbon. And I think it accentuates the corners we made. I think it's kind of a fun look. I just got to figure out where. All right. Somebody else might have a simpler way to do this, but I don't know. Just doing flying by the seat of our pants. All right, so that looks, I think, pretty good. So we're going to put this down. I think I'm going to use this on this side now. And, oh. I'm going to pop this up. What do we think about this? Something like that. I don't know. I can't decide. All right, let's put this up on dimensionals, I think. What did I do with those? Or would it be better not on dimensionals because we're going to, oh, we got to put this down. I think I want this below so that it shows the some of the 0 circles. Okay, let's put this down. Oops. What did I say about we want to see our pretty leaves. So I'm going to do this right about here, I think. Okay, let's put some dimensionals on here. All right. I like also doing this. On my last video, I made some stuff just using, I just did stuff like this, just cut out different shapes and different things so that I'd have it ready to go when the time came that I needed it. And so it's relaxing because you're not actually like designing anything, you're just playing basically. So this is kind of like a step after that, right? You have these things and you can just sit down and relax and make stuff. Let's see. What do we think? Do I want to? We don't want to really cover up our ribbon. Okay, maybe we'll do that. I'm going to put, all right, I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to put a dimensional here. And that way it will glue onto, we're going to just tuck this here, I think. And so the dimensional will keep it popped up, and then this will curve it down onto here. And maybe, because I don't see these popping up as much as I would like, I'm just going to shoot a little bit of glue in here to keep that down, because then the background shows up way better. Fun! So let's see, what do we want to put on this one? Too much, I wonder. It's sparkly. I don't know if you can see, these are kind of big. They're not as like delicate as like, these are little florals. Those might be kind of cool too. Or we can just do, I think because we're using so much white, I think we're just going to go with regular plain rhinestones, because what did I do with my thing? We just want to add a little bit of sparkle, but we don't need to do overkill, right? And this keeps it kind of in the same line of being not formal, but classy, maybe. I don't know. I'm just feeling the rhinestones. Let's do that. And we'll do maybe a couple up here. Now I think we need a third one. When you do this stuff on the fly, you just never really know, do ya? And so that is our second card. So again, you know, these panels I already had cut out. These were all already cut out. I just did some stamping. I cornered two sides. These were already here. I did my little scoring. And that's it. So here's our other card. These out of the way. And This was the card that I designed my little scraps around. And this was the card that I made for my actual swap. So these were just all little leftover bits. But, and I'm sorry, I did give credit to who made this card in the video of my swaps. So you can go back and look at that if you'd like to see who created this. So I'm sorry, I don't know who this was from, but I love your card. Yep. So this is ours, our versions. All right. So with that, let me go back up here. So, I hope that inspired you. It's just a simple kind of process. You know, if you look around and you have some things sitting around that you're not actually using, it's just find a card you like and incorporate it into using it into something new, because obviously you cut it for a reason, right? And so go ahead and use those little bits and pieces that you have and create something new with them, right? So with that, I'm going to go, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. I can't believe we made it through without my dogs barking. That's pretty good. Normally, it's a big chaos. So anyway, with that, I will let you go, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Thanks for watching.